King was criticized by the white Southern pastors for his activism. From prison, Martin Luther wrote a letter to them. And this is what he says: "Perhaps it's easy for those who have never felt the stinging dart of segregation to say, 'Wait.' But when you have seen vicious mobs lynch your mothers and fathers at will, drown your sisters and brothers at whim, when you have seen hate-filled policemen curse, kick, and even kill your black brothers and sisters, when you see the vast majority of your 20 million Negro brothers smothering in an airtight cage of poverty in the midst of an affluent society, there comes a time when the cup of endurance runs over, and men are no longer willing to plunge into the abyss of despair. I hope, sirs, that you can understand our legitimate and unavoidable impatience. It's hard to wait. Waiting is painful. Every time Hannah went to church, it was a painful experience. She went to Shiloh, a big convocation where everybody should be rejoicing in the Lord. She was crying. She would not eat. In the valley of waiting, church can sometimes be an uncomfortable place. Because people are testifying God is so good, and you're struggling in your heart because you feel He has not come through for you. Those around you look okay. They look blessed. But your heart is crying because you have been pleading with God and there seems to be no answer. Others are testifying, but in your heart you are crying because your experience has been bitter. I can remember one time I was praying so hard and so long for God to change, give me a new job. And I was so angry with God because I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I would go to work and psychologically I would get a headache. Just being in the place. And I was praying to God, God, come through with a job. I hate this job. And one day I was so angry, we were having family worship and we were praying. And when I finished praying, my mother said, "Sammy, that's an angry prayer." I was angry because God was not answering my prayer. And there are times you get angry with God because He just wouldn't answer. So that gap between our praying and the answer to our prayers can be the longest season of our lives. So many of us are waiting for the manifestation of our blessing, but it seems as if God's sovereign will is to close the channel through which those blessings should come. And this is the time when faith needs to supersede feelings. And it is the time in the interim, the place of waiting where our prayers seem not to be answered. It's that season where characters are formed for eternity. The interim can feel like a furnace. It demands persistence when common sense says to give up. It says believe when there seems to be no evidence to support this belief. As gold is purified and shaped in the white-hot region of a furnace, so our faith is purified and shaped in waiting. And two things as I close we need to remember about God, the sovereign God. God loves us too much to deny us what's best for us. And that can be difficult to swallow in the season of waiting. And whether He closes or opens the channel through which our blessings should come, we can trust that He knows what's best for us. I learned this lesson a painful way. And if I knew the things I know now after the fact, I would probably not